My name is Alejandro. I'm from Colombia. I was born and raised in Colombia. I have been here living in the US for 2 years and 3 months now. It's been an amazing experience. I got baptized 6 years and a half ago in Colombia in a small town called Yopal. I was in a street corner close to my house stealing Wi-Fi from my neighbors. And the missionaries were passing by and they contacted me, and then 3 weeks later I was getting baptized. A year after, I started my mission in Colombia, Bogota South. Then I was reassigned to Costa Rica, and then I came back because of COVID. I learned English in my mission. I used YouTube and all the training videos that we have in my mission. I came back to my small town, and I was praying. I was like, God, I know you have something for me, and I want to know where and what to do. And I had this huge impression: you need to move out of Yopal and go to the DC, Bogota. And I had a friend of mine, and she was living there with her son, and she let me stay at her house. I went there not knowing what I was going to do, not knowing where I was going to work, not having any idea what was going to happen. And I started living there. I found this program which is called Fumbal. I perfectionated my English, and then I got this job to work in English for a company here in the US called Capital One. It's a bank. From there I was saving, making money. I had this impression to live out of the 50% of my income, and the other 50% I should save it. Had no idea why, honestly, no idea what that impression was coming from. And so I did. I was saving all the money that I had. In August that same year, I had the impression that I needed to start looking for an option to study internationally. I was doing Pathway, hoping that I was going to graduate. No one in my family had ever been to college. No one in my family had ever graduated from college, neither my mom or my dad or my siblings. And as I was going through college, I was doing Pathway, hoping that I was going to graduate from Pathway. I got this impression. And so I started looking for options to study in Ireland. And I was like, I want to go to Ireland. It's going to be such a great experience. And I had the money to do it. And I started to do the process. And then the temple in Colombia opened back up. And so I went to a temple. I was in the celestial room. And in the celestial room, I felt you are not to go to Ireland. You are to go to Utah. And I was like, what? I've never been to the United States. I've never been outside of the country besides Costa Rica. And that was because of the mission. And I was hoping I was going to go to Ireland because it looked very nice. And it looked, this fairy tale kind of story. And I decided to follow that impression that I had to go to Utah. So I started studying to go to Utah and what that required. 3 months later, I was done with all the process. I had applied for the visa. I had applied for the school here. And by the time I went to the embassy, I had no money in my account. I was supposed to have $4,400, and I had $126. And so I called the guy that was helping me to come through the process, to do the whole process. He was like, Alejandro, you're crazy. You cannot go to the embassy without money. They're going to reject you right away. And I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know God told me to do it. And I hope He's going to make everything happen. And so He did. When I went to the embassy and I was with the ambassador, he looked at me. He asked me 3 or 4 questions. He didn't even look through my records. He didn't look at the papers that I brought. He just said, you look like someone I can trust. Your visa has been approved. And he approved my visa. A week later, I received it. I came here I paid my flight to come here. It was $300. I had to borrow some money. And when I got here, I had no money. I had $7 in my account. It definitely was a whole roller coaster of emotions, a whole thing. But throughout the process, I learned to trust God. The right people came in time. They helped me be able to pay school my first semester. Then I transferred over to Ensign College. I was able to get a job here. And it's been amazing. I remember trying to get as an international student, I was supposed to get $5,000 for an international deposit. And I had probably $1,200 saved. And by the time I was supposed to turn the money in 3 weeks before, I had a huge crash in my car. I had a car. And this car was a really nice car. I loved that car. It was my very first car. I never drove. and I had this crash because of the snow. And 2 weeks later after it crashed, the insurance called me and they said, so your car is a total loss, we're gonna have to give you some money for it. And it was $4,900 and $80. I was shocked. I was like, this is exactly what I need. Exactly what I needed to come to Ensign College. So I was able to cover my deposit. That covered my first 2 semesters of school here. I also applied for a scholarship, so I got covered like 4 semesters out of that international deposit. I've been here, and I love being an Ensign College student. I got married 5 months ago with the love of my life, Ashton Patterson, and we've been married for 5 months. We've loved it. We loved every step of the process, and now we're here, and we love being here. I love being an Ensign College student. I love seeing what I can become here at Ensign. And I love the teachers. I love the people here. I love the connections that I made. And I would not change anything about Ensign College. I love everything and anything that we get through Ensign College. It's been a really crazy path, but it has definitely been something that God wanted me to do. And that's why I'm here at Ensign College.
Thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. To apply to Ensign, click the link down below or go to ensign.edu. Can't wait to see you here.